So we're back, and what is week 6, and this is actually the finale. So last week, week 5, we spoke about inspections, and I need to get one of those those tips that you put here and you can just pour so easy. I don't know what they're called, but I see them all the time in like Home Goods, Marshalls. It just makes it so that it's less of a spill. Like you see how I spill. But yes, we're back here. Week 6, week 5, we spoke about inspections, and pretty much that's almost like the last part of the home buying process in a perfect world. But we all know we don't live in a perfect world, so there are things that do come up randomly. But week 6 is going to be about closing. So once you get all your inspections done, hold on, take my little sip. And she's ready. All right, so yes, closing. Closing is pretty much going to consist of you going to the attorney's office. Not all the time. Sometimes, you can do your closings and you can get your documents mailed to you. I've had people had clients do closings as mailaways, meaning the documents get mailed to them. They don't have to do closing in person. So closing is going to consist of you signing all these important documents. It's going to confirm how much your mortgage payment is going to be every month, when your first mortgage payment is due. It's going to consist of the deed, and you're going to, it's going to consist of documents so the deed can be signed over to you. You want to ensure that to prepare to closing, to make sure you get to the closing table, please don't do anything to your credit. Don't buy any furniture. Don't buy a new car. Wait until you leave that closing table to start using your credit again, pretty much. And you can start. The first step after closing is, I want to go to the furniture store. Now I want to fill up my house. That's totally fine. That's actually a perfect scenario. Don't do anything prior to getting to that closing table. So yes, once you get the closing, you're going to sign all the documents. You want to make sure that any monies that owe, like closing costs, let's say, for instance, you have to pay some of your closing costs. At that point, you want to make sure you call your bank ahead of time. Like, hey, I'm closing on this date at this time. I want to make sure that the wire is set up so that when the time comes for closing, the attorney's office can make sure your money gets wired over to where it needs to be. You also want to make sure you bring an ID to closing. They're gonna want to verify your identity. They're gonna want to make sure that is shy filing, signing for this house loan, because it can be anybody trying to use your name and your credit. One more step. Okay, so yes, wire instructions. And then this should have already been ahead of time, but you definitely want to make sure that you have proof of your homeowner's insurance. You should have already emailed that to your listing agent, and then they should have gave that to the lender. But for some reason, if they didn't do that and you didn't do that, please make sure before you get to closing, you get proof of your homeowner's insurance. If you are financed in this house, the bank is going to want that proof before they're able to sign off on this loan for you. Unless you're paying cash, then it won't matter if you have homeowners insurance or not. So some people pay cash for their house, others finance, like me and Sean. We finance. So yes, please keep in mind also with closing, you may not get your keys right away. I always tell my clients, you will not get your keys until the deed records. And the deed can record that same day of closing, or it can record the next day. It just depends. Like if you have a Friday closing, you want to make sure you get a closing time as early as possible, because you want to try to get that deed recorded today so you can get into your house before the weekend. If you have like a weekday closing, then it could be recorded that day, or it could be recorded the next morning. But just know that, just make sure you understand that if you close on a Friday, you may not get into your house until that Monday or that Tuesday. But you do not get the keys until the deed record. Sometimes, people do give the keys as a courtesy. Like sometimes the seller will be like, yeah, sure, I'll give the keys. But there's so much liability when you get the keys before the deed is recorded. Because technically, before that deed is recorded into your name, that owner still owns his house. So they're still responsible for the house. So yes, it's definitely a major, I guess, concern of some owners to give the keys before the deed records. So that pretty much just sums up your closing day. And after, you can go back to your house, take a little picture in front of it. Me and Sean, we didn't take pictures in front of the house, but we did take a few pictures inside the house. And I'm glad that we did, because we have those memories. So keep in mind, you will want to remember the day you close on your house. So look it up. Take a picture, even if you look a mess. Because I looked a hot mess on the day we closed. We had just driven from Florida for like the whole night, 8 hours. Then we got here in the morning. Take a picture. Like, it's going to, like, a year later, you'll be looking like, dang, we closed in this house a year later. But today, I am drinking Stella Rose. Stella Rose. What is this called? Stella Rosa? Okay, so it's just Stella Rose. So, yeah. This is my wine for today. I want to thank you guys. This is pretty much the, what is it called? The home buying series finale. We're done. And now the next series is going to be selling a house. What do you pretty much expect when you're selling your house? So this is going to be for my sellers, like the next coming weeks. I'll probably be rolling videos out next week on that. But thank you guys. I want to thank all of you guys for supporting me, watching the videos, taking the time to like the videos. I think I have 4 YouTube subscribers. That's major to me. Like 4 people want to listen to me and learn the home buying process from me. That's amazing. Thank you to those 4 people. I appreciate you guys. But yes, I do have a YouTube channel. I want you guys to like, comment, subscribe. Yes, just do all of that. And I appreciate all of you guys for your support. And I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.